It is a beautiful, dark, and early morning in Las Vegas, Nevada.
We're gonna hit these garden snakes this morning, and hopefully I'm not so much of a weak little biatch. Let's get this going.
All right, so shoulders and arms this morning, okay? I might talk, I might not. I don't know, we'll see, depending on my mood. But when I train, I'm really not one that likes to talk or just run my fucking mouth in general, you know? Because when I'm trying to train, and I'm just trying to get at it. I mean, you'll see. So I do a lot of meathead shit, and I'll do a lot of textbook optimal type stuff as well. There are a lot of things that I do, admittedly, that probably aren't the most ideal way to grow, but I do this for the love of training, because when I initially started lifting back in 2010, I didn't think I would grow an ounce of muscle. I didn't think I had it in me, especially for my start point. I was skinny fat as fuck. But what I did know was I really enjoyed pushing myself in training. And that's the process that I fell in love with, not exactly with the result. The result came because I love to train. So 60 grams of Skittles for my pre-training session, okay? It's a fast digesting carbohydrate source, 56 grams of carbs roughly about, and it gives me the necessary energy to go ahead and train for these very early morning sessions. I don't go completely fasted. It is also something that doesn't make me feel like a bloated piece of shit when I lift, because when I exert, I don't want to feel like throwing the fuck up, right? Now people are always going to say, oh, Skittles is so bad for you. Well, I understand it's not I understand it's not healthy, but does it consist of the entirety of my diet? We have to look at the whole thing here, right? If somebody is eating a little bit of junk food, it's not going to kill you if it's just a small percent, right? If the entirety of your diet, if the majority of your diet is coming from whole and healthy foods, you're not going to die from a little bit of junk. It's going to be okay.
But that is enough yapping. Let's get the shoulders and arm session going. Let's go.
All right, so I kicked it off with dumbbell shoulder presses. Supersetted that bitch with dumbbell side lateral raises. So I did 2 shoulder exercises, I did 2 biceps exercises, and I did 2 triceps exercises. And I did 1 working set each. And admittedly speaking, like I said, I do a lot of meathead shit. I do supersets, drop sets, all that stuff. And it honestly just fries the fuck out of you. Or at least for me, it fries the fuck out of me. And it really doesn't take that many sets to get the job done. That's why I'm only doing 1 quote-unquote working set for each exercise. So I moved on to triceps close grip presses on the Smith machine. So I basically started off with the 3 plates and a 25, dropped it down to 3 plates, dropped it down to 2 plates, to 1 plate, and I just kept going till I literally could not move my fucking arms anymore. And at this point, where I got to 1 plate, it felt so heavy, it felt impossible, and my triceps felt like they were about to burst out of my skin. It was amazing. You don't have to do drop sets, you don't have to do these things. You could honestly just do normal straight working sets in which you're taking adequate recovery periods, so you can go ahead and maximize your performance and not overly blow yourself out with a lot of fatigue. It makes sense. But for me personally, I do a lot of meathead shit. I'm a fucking meathead, and I just love to train, and I love just getting lost in the process of just going balls to the wall. So after the triceps, went straight to the biceps. Okay? Standing dumbbell curls. Can't get any more straightforward than that. Granted, I wasn't fully robotically clean where my torso is completely upright and just there's no sort of swing whatsoever. And you know what? I personally think that if you have a little bit of a breakdown in form, it's going to be okay. So long as you're not being completely, absolutely just outrageous where you're doing the limbo. Then after the dumbbell curls, I went into a side lateral raise movement by itself, okay? As straightforward as dumbbell side lateral raises. How do you work your side delts? You raise your arms to your sides. So 60-pound dumbbells, okay? At one point, I remembered that I couldn't even raise it up for 1. So now I was able to get 20 reps here. So that is a sign of progressive overload, successful progressive overload. Now, by no means do you have to do 20 reps. 20 reps is a lot. But progressive overload is performance increases. If you are doing a weight that was damn well almost impossible for you at one point, say for example you were barely getting 3 reps and now you're getting 20, that is a clear sign of successful progressive overload. So after the lateral raises, I went to this triceps extension machine. In all honesty, people will trip about things like what is the best triceps extension exercise. It really doesn't matter. If you go to the cables, if you go to this machine, it's preference. So long as you are extending your arms, it's going to work. If you push yourself yourself to or within proximity to failure, it's going to work regardless of whatever variation of a machine you use. Don't have analysis paralysis over these things. And last exercise on the biceps, okay, machine preacher curls. So this is a comfortable position for me where my feet are back, my legs are back, my feet look like it's doing some funny shit. But this is a comfortable position for me where I find that I can put the entire back of my arms on the pad and just go to town, right? People will trip about biceps curls exercises. Just do something that curls your arms. All right, so let's go ahead and recap earlier's shoulders and arms session. So if you are to look at what I did exercise selection-wise, I didn't do anything fancy, right? What did I do for shoulders? I pressed over my head. I raised my arms to my sides. What did I do for my biceps? I curled my arms. What did I do for my triceps? I extended my arms. Okay, I did close grip presses. And these are all things that you can do as well, whether you're a beginner or you're a very advanced lifter. All of these exercises will absolutely do the trick so long as you're progressively increasing performance over time. The amount of working sets that you have to do is going to be very person dependent. Whatever you can honestly, realistically recover from. People ask things like, how many working sets should they be doing a week? You know what? 4 to 10 working sets a week is pretty good. Now, we got to think about factors like what you do outside of the gym. Are you an accountant? Are you a person that sits on your ass all day? You'd probably be able to get away with a little bit more volume, a little bit more working sets within a week because your recovery is in a lot of a better place. As compared to if we were to take a blue collar worker who was just swinging the hammer all day and is completely splayed, they'd probably need a lot less working sets to get the job done so that they can absolutely have a better chance of recovering as well. But that is something that you are going to have to figure out yourself and see how you do over time. If you choose a given amount of working sets within a week for a muscle group, you see how you do, right? And you evaluate, you adjust accordingly. And people will ask things, how many reps? What are the rep ranges I should be doing? Okay, well, the rep ranges that you should be doing, it's going to be personal preference. It's just one of those things that you're going to have to choose for yourself. It's all going to work, whether you do 4 to 6, 8 to 10, 10 to 12. It's all going to work so long as you are within the proximity range of failure. It's going to work. Just choose something. You saw me do all rep ranges. I don't stick with one specific rep range. You can stick with one specific rep range. You can mix it up. Choose something that you honestly enjoy the most. It's going to work. I promise you. But you know what? I think that is enough yapping for today. Okay. Until next time, I'll see you again. Don't forget to check out my Linktree for coaching, ebooks, merchandise, all that good stuff. And I will be adding more to this list so I can continue to provide more value for you guys. So have a good one. Let's go.